7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Interview with Broncos media. So tell everyone, who is Ilya?
So my name is Ilya Kravtsov. I'm 34 years old. Living right now in Sweden with my girlfriend, also a football player and a coach, and our small and beautiful dog, also named Huddle, because it's a football dog as well.
Have you ever been to Sweden before?
I have, and I was also actually for a football reason, although just for one day, when the Russian women's national team played the Swedish national team here in Stockholm at Zinkendam, and I'm actually pretty glad that we won that one.
How do you feel about living in Sweden?
Well, so far so good, although naturally this has been a very strange and weird year for everyone and wherever you live, and so probably not the best type of year to make good impressions.
Yeah. So how is American football in Sweden compared to Russia?
Football here is way better organized. I would say this is the most important thing, both at the club and at the federation level. So when you get so much more support with your everyday on the field activities, like it makes like coaching and I assume playing as well so much more better and comfortable, and gives you so many more opportunities to develop yourself.
Why American football? How did you come in contact with football?
Actually, that happened when I was a very little kid. I believe I was 7 or 8 years old, and that was the first time I went to the US, and I spent a summer there in a camp in Florida, and that was when the movie Ace Ventura was out. And that obviously the one featured Dan Marino, and so obviously that was in Florida that I was there. So that was all the talk there was all about the movie, Dan Marino, and the Miami Dolphins at the time. So you couldn't escape it. So that was when I got interested in like who were the Miami Dolphins, what was the game they were playing, and since then the football was a very big part of my life.
Why did you choose Sweden and Broncos?
I didn't really choose Sweden. I did choose the Broncos. I was looking for an opportunity to. I was looking for a team that really had an established internal structure, and established culture and established core group of players that was only a coach away from being great. And I think this is exactly the impressions that the Broncos gave me when I visited, and that's the reason I'm here.
What are your expectations this season?
Well, obviously, like we already mentioned, this was so far it has been a very tough year for everyone, especially when it comes to your like amateur sports and like your hobbies and things like that, and football is obviously a big victim here. So I think that although not all things went the way we would have hoped during the off season, but I think that's also true for all of the teams, not just in Sweden but everywhere in Europe. So I think right now the season is going to show us who of the teams were more resilient through these tough times. And this is going to be the biggest test of precisely that.
What team do you think will be your hardest competition to play against?
Obviously I have never been a part of competitions inside of Sweden. I only have the outside knowledge of this stuff, but obviously Arlanda has has been historically the biggest rival of the Broncos, and now this year that they have had a cooperation with Uppsala, and they've trained together with them all along. I think they will be a team to beat, but also Ike right now has an advantage of being based on a very strong organizational foundation of the big football club, so they have another thing going for them, and at the same time Tyresö is also not to be discarded. I mean, they have been one of the powerhouses in Sweden historically, that one of the teams that I've known about even before I ever came to Sweden, so they can't be discarded either. So like, it's really difficult to point a single one out.
What are the reasons for spectators to come to watch our games this season?
Well, we do have some, first of all, we do have some exciting players right now on the team. Like, we have some really explosive guys in offense that you may not have heard of before, but you will after this season. And at the same time, our defense, the core of our defense, can get really aggressive and create a lot of upfield pressure, which also hopefully is going to turn us to allow us to play lights out, and maybe force turnovers, have fun. And we also have a lot of tricks in our sleeves, even on special teams. I promise you, it's not going to be the most boring part of football, at least with the Broncos this season.